Well, hi, Mike.
Hey, sorry, I danced to our theme song. I
Yep.
just can't help it.
We the comments last week where I think we determined that it's impossible to not dance.
Dun, 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 dun. Yep, I love
But
it.
it doesn't mean we need to see you dance. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. You're looking spiffy. Here I am in a sweatshirt on lunch break, and you're looking all nice.
Yep. What do you want me to do, man? I just have to look fly on the fly.
That's true. That's true. Well, let's just first off say thank you to our sponsor, Card Hedge. If you are not using Card Hedge, you need to get your butt in gear and go check them out. You get a 7-day trial. Click the link. I've used them for all my analytics. I know you're using them for your analytics. You type in a card. Now that they're bringing in prices from all the slabbing companies, including HGA, SGC, PSA, BGS, whatever else exists, and they're bringing in data from eBay and MySlabs, makes it pretty compelling. I'm liking what they're doing.
Lots of data.
Check them
Data's
out.
your friend.
Data is your friend. That's my theme for most of the things I do in life.
Data.
How was the show this weekend?
Oh man. Speaking of data, great time at the Dallas show this weekend. Way busier than I thought. I thought that because more and more card shows are happening across the country that it would start to dilute the number of people coming in and doing the Dallas card show. Not true. Or at
Not
least,
true.
I mean, it seemed very, very busy to me, especially on Saturday. It was packed, absolutely packed. And they had 4 rooms, like the big giant room, and then 3 ancillary kind of ballrooms that were just full. And it was great. They had some great autograph guests, and Bob Lilly, Vladimir Guerrero Sr. was there. I got him to sign something. Who else was there? Oil Can Boyd, Rick Barry, basketball Hall of
Oh,
Famer legend.
nice.
So it was a good show. And we actually set up a table, Matt and I, Matt from Card Pull, legendary cameraman / storyteller, and we had a couple other buddies that it's so great to get in together on a table. Like the table is $300. So there were 4 of us. We paid $75 a piece. Well, that got us 4 vendor passes, which got us in super early. You know, we could go and kind of come and go whenever we wanted to, versus paying $10 a day or paying for a VIP pass. When you start breaking down the cost, it's like, well, that's kind of a no-brainer. Not that I was selling really anything other than a couple of dupe slabs that I had. That wasn't the point. It was to have a place to go park.
Right.
Hey, let's all go back to the table. You know, I'll meet you at the table. And it was just super handy and convenient. Loved it.
That's awesome. Yeah, as you guys were sending updates, I was jealous because it sounded like the show exceeded everyone's expectations. Matt was salivating over how fun it was and how much it impressed him.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to be at the table. Also, you know, as a quote unquote dealer, which I'm far from it, but to have people bring you their stuff to look at, hey, are you buying? Are you trading? Or yeah, sure. I have cash in my wallet. So
Yeah.
not a lot of vintage coming, a lot of basketball, and you know, but it was that's kind of fun to be on that end of it and have people bring you their stuff. You don't have to go
Heck
looking
yeah.
for it.
Heck yeah.
And still not a ton of vintage at the show. Lots of dupe tables, meaning you see one table, you see 10 of them because it's all modern, ultra modern basketball and football and stuff like that. Not that it's not cool, it's just not my thing. I don't know, when you're walking around a show, Ty, I don't know if you're like me, but I can tell in about literally 2 seconds, yep, not my kind of table, or yes, it is my kind of table.
Yeah.
The same way. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and I'm pretty specific in what I'm looking for. So it's, to me, it's, if I don't see something that sticks out to me, I just don't really waste time. I've seen enough cards to not get distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because as you scan a table quickly, a showcase or whatever, you just go, know it. Yep, got it. Don't got it. I can just do that in my brain. Whereas somebody not in the hobby would come in and just, or doesn't go to shows a lot, you might come in and just get overwhelmed with how much is there. If you're focused, or at least for me on vintage or whatever, you can run through it pretty quick. Actually, it doesn't take that long. It's still a lot of cool stuff. And once you go through it a couple times, then I would slow down and just kind of enjoy things more, if that makes sense.
Yep.
At the beginning, it's like, nope, I'm looking for certain things, trying to find specific card / eras. And so I was more, making the quick run through.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I did a couple of mistakes. There was a card I really wanted and I didn't buy it. I was really on the fence and I didn't buy it. It was a 1989 Upper Deck King Griffey Jr. signed, slabbed. $400. Guy had like 3 of them, and I was going to buy 2 of them, one for me, one for a buddy. And I didn't do it. And I'll just come back tomorrow. Well, the guy flew back he left Friday. Friday was his only day at the show, and I didn't realize it. And I'm like, son of a gun.
Was that a good price for that card?
Yeah. It's not a screaming deal, but it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching one that sold on eBay last night and finished because I was like, okay, how much did I help or hurt myself? And it went for $550 or something like that. So yeah, 400 would have been a very good deal.
Yeah, no kidding.
With no taxes and no whatever.
So with vintage cards, let me ask you this. So with vintage cards, what's kind of the de facto standard when it comes to pulling comps? Because you don't see a lot, I mean, especially with some of those cards where you don't see a lot of them sold, not the Griffey, but true vintage. What do dealers and what do you use as a way to comp correctly some of those cards?
Comp with VCP first and eBay sold. Like, it's that simple. And usually you could find something to get you close. What makes it hard is if you start getting a lot of older vintage has, especially when you get under 8, you start getting a lot of half grades, 4.5s, 5.5s.
Yeah.
And those are difficult to comp because those don't come up a lot like a 5 or a 6 would. And so those become a little more difficult, but it's not impossible. It's not. VCP or vintagecardprices.com or eBay sold. Not hard. And I had a couple buddies. I had a buddy with 130 point. It's an app that, he used that. So he was looking up some stuff. And what's great is if you go by yourself, I think it's harder. If you have friends with you and you're looking up comps, I mean, I bought cards I would have never thought I would buy. I bought a 93 finest refractor of Tony Gwynn, like maybe the most beautiful set ever created. 93 finest baseball refractors. Like, show me a better looking set and I'll argue with you all day. It is so gorgeous. And I never owned one, but I bought a Gwynn. And we packaged it, and we were looking on all these different places to see what's fair. We got a great deal on the cards, so super happy.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I've been thinking that it would be fun to go through and pick some 90s, early 2000s sets that you and I love. Because as I've gone through some of the recent collections that I've purchased, it's brought me back to certain sets. Like, I love Gold Label. I love 99, 2000 Gold Label. It's one of my favorites. Just seeing them in person again is like, oh man.
How about Flair? Remember Flair?
Flair was outstanding.
Oh, and then
the Leaf Limited stuff was really fun.
Yes, and the old, the first few years after 91, but 92 through like 98 Ultra, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, they got some great subsets and inserts. I mean, it's beautiful stuff.
Yeah, the parallels. I was a sucker for gold medallions, but then you come across like a platinum medallion, numbered to, I want to say 60, 65 in most of those sets. And it's just, you see them in person, you're like, oh, they're so beautiful. You underestimated those back in the day.
Well, they were so hard, right? Like one of my buddies there, Josh, bought a Derek Jeter Star Rubies from Skybox, a Derek Jeter, because you don't ever see him. It's numbered to 100. It's a late 90. Actually, this was a 2000 Star Rubies. So it's 2000, but 22-year-old card almost, numbered to 100. Like, good luck finding one. Yeah. They're just so hard, which is what's making them popular again, right? Like, people are going, oh, so these are, any of those numbered things like, think about credentials and all that kind of stuff in basketball and baseball. Yeah. Those are out the roof because of the rarity. Yeah. It's truly rare. It's not maybe rare.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to mention they're extremely hard to grade, a lot of those, right? So if you find them in, mint or gem mint condition, it's just insanity.
what
pop
helped
ones
with
or twos.
the Jeter was it was in a BCCG case, which is like basically you might as well wipe your butt with that case. And
That'd be painful.
right, it would have been. It could be, but that helped make the. And the question is, oh, is it real? Then is it a real Star Rubies? Well, we have an expert that we know, and he said, yeah, 100%, and you should buy that card. Basically, is what he said, and my buddy did. It was a great buy for him.
That's awesome. Lots of fun stuff for other conversations. Maybe not so much for on the fly today.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. Well, we do, by the way, we are going to open some boxes. We got our mantle boxes and you've opened a couple. I have 10 to open. You have a couple to open. We'll pop those open with you today and we'll show you how those played out. But let's real quickly talk about performances of the week. I think we actually agree on the performance of the week. I can it not, I think it has to go to the backup quarterbacks in the NFL.
It has to, right? I mean, Mike White for the Jets, thrown for 405 yards as they upset who'd they beat? I just went blank. The Bengals. They beat the Bengals, right? So the number one team in the AFC, the number one seed in the AFC, got beat by the Jets and a backup quarterback who throws for 400 yards. Former Dallas Cowboy, by the way, Mike White. Cooper Rush, speaking of the Cowboys, leads the team to I don't know if you saw the spread on that game, what happened before and then Dak's not playing and how the Vikings were favored in that game by 4 when they
rightfully so in Minnesota. Come on,
100%. I was like, okay. I mean, if you're a fan of a team, your team's not going to win all their games, and I'm thinking, okay, if the Cowboys are going to lose 3, 4, 5 games throughout the season, they'll still have be a great season. This was one I totally chalked up to, okay, no big deal. Well, if we lose, this is not the end of the world. They'll be 5-2 or whatever they would be. And so, but Cooper Rush played well. They weren't great. I think with Dak Prescott, they blow the doors off the Vikings.
Yeah, agreed.
But they hung in there, did a lot of self-inflicted pain to themselves, missing field goals, penalties, etc. But 6-1 Cowboys. You've got the guy in New Orleans, Trevor
Siemian. I mean, you played the Bucks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston goes down with a torn ACL or MCL, whatever he tore in his knee. He's out for the season. I heard the Saints are going after Teddy Bridgewater now.
Really?
Yeah. It's not going to happen. The trade deadline's over. By the time we're shooting this, the deadline will be over.
Right. Well, the Von Miller trade was the one that stuck out to me for sure. So to that point, real quick, a backup quarterbacks, thumbs up, right? You guys deserve it. The World Series is obviously hot and heavy now. We're in Game 6 tonight, which is going to be, can't wait.
Can't wait. Houston. Yep.
But I put a tweet out earlier today just about this being a reminder, and I feel like every year we go through this with football cards. People get super excited, they gravitate towards the first 6 to 7 weeks of buying modern players, and then you have this succession week after week of ridiculous injuries. You have poor performances. I mean, Mahomes is just getting crushed, and I mean, he's Mahomes, so he's going to have a little bit of street cred already built up, but his prices are getting absolutely demolished. And then you get guys like Henry Ruggs who have DUIs and he's probably done, right? Because there was a unfortunate death in the situation. What is it about the NFL that just seems to constantly remind us of why you just about always lose your butt when it comes to buying modern day cards? Yeah, Tell me from a vintage perspective, why is it football seems to?
Well, it's easily the most violent of the major sports. So you're going to see more injuries. Derrick Henry goes down for the year, right? I mean, terrible for the Titans. But they picked up Adrian Peterson. So how about that?
36-year-old.
Right. But I think football lends itself to that because there are so many injuries so often. It happens in baseball and basketball. And I mean, Zion's hurt, right? So what's going, it's just, it's not exclusive to football. It just seems more prominent with football because the season is only 17 games. Baseball season is 180 or 162 games. Basketball's 81. You got a lot more time. If you're out a month, it's not the end of the world. If you're out in a month in football, It's a quarter of the season. It's
Yeah.
a much bigger deal. So it's more amplified, I think, in football. But all modern scares just I've been buying a lot of Juan Soto stuff lately, autographs and rookie cards, and something could happen to him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's been a harsh reminder, even for me, because I've gravitated towards a couple of guys this year, and it's like,
yeah.
why did I get sucked into that trap? But
Mickey Mantle cannot tear his ACL anymore.
Jerry Rice can't tear his ACL.
Jerry Rice, Joe Montana,
yeah,
Unitas. That was part of it. I mean, again, as a player collector of Josh Hamilton and literally investing tens of thousands of dollars into Josh Hamilton. And then he goes, he basically goes to the Angels and becomes a shell of himself, personal issues, drug and alcohol abuse, relapse, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just put all this money into this guy. And I liked him as a player and I enjoyed it. There's something to that, but there's zero value at the end of that rainbow.
Yep. For sure. Harsh reminders.
Harsh reminder, but it's hard to talk about. Well, people will say, "Oh, Mike, you're a prophet of doom," or whatever. But you don't hate. You don't like value. You don't like talking about values and all this. And yet here you are talking about how you bought all these cards and they're not worth as much anymore. Well, you can't ignore the economics of sports cards. Period. Paragraph. No matter what you're doing. So it's not that I need my cards to go up a lot right now. I just don't want them to be worthless. That I think those can coexist.
Agreed.
You can have the mindset, I'm a collector. But at the same time, I don't want to just throw $100 bills into thin air and have it be worth nothing. So it's, you always have to be cognizant of that. I think you can't ignore it. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there's a balance. As a vintage collector, that yes, you are collecting, but you're protecting your money to a certain extent. I do feel like that's a pretty consistent theme with vintage collectors, is they know that there's an asset protection element to vintage cards. There just is. You can still collect and not worry about it, but it's relatively safe if you do it the right way.
Sure. It's going to have somebody's Mickey Mantle. As long as there's any interest in sports cards at all, people will have interest in Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays and Hank Aaron and, Babe Ruth, etc. Those are legends. Mickey Mantle, like we're going to open Mickey Mantle. There's so much interest in Mickey Mantle.
$100 into the wind. That's what we'll probably do there. All right. Expensive cards. Let's see what the top 10 was in the last 7 days on eBay. Chrome Sapphire 18. Otani. So you got a red and blue lot of 2 going for $100K.
Wow.
Looks like both PSA 10 autos. Interesting. The Brady gold number to 99 is intriguing at $60K. PSA 8. I'd like to pull up the pop report on that. And see
but on a gold, it doesn't really matter, right? When there's only 100 of them, the grade's largely irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. 52 tops, PSA 1. 30,000. Would you buy that card at 30,000?
No.
Brady, again on the list. SP Authentic, 26K. Jordan, PSA 9s at 25K. He's made the list back-to-back weeks. You got partial set, PSA 9, which is pretty sweet. No MJ, 25K for the partial set. 129 to 132. Mike Trout refractor rookie auto. I know who bought that card.
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't you?
It wasn't me, but I know what he's going to do with it, and it looks like a perfect card. I would not be surprised if we see that card in a PSA 10.
You gonna trim it?
No. Nope. X-Fractor Brady, 24K. Look at Brady's on the list 5 of the 10 cards.
And it's a 2002. It's not even a rookie card.
Actually, what is that? 5. We have 11 cards in here. So he's at 5 of the 11 cards. Yeah, no kidding. A 2002 X-Fractor, number 250, going for 24K. Holy smokes. Bowman Chrome. PSA 10s, 21K. Which, by the way, that's down $4,000 or $5,000. The last couple before that have sold for 24, 25. So that's what happens when you throw a couple picks, Tom Brady. Your
Right.
rookie drops 4K. But my goodness, talk about people gravitate. Here we just talk about football cards, right? Obviously, there's certain players that deserve your attention, and Tom Brady's no
You
doubt
mean
one of them.
there's one player that deserves your attention, and that's
Yeah.
it. But even his stuff's falling, you know.
Yeah.
The Ohtani thing surprises me. I mean, we're 9 days away from them announcing the MLB awards, which
Yep.
Ohtani's going to win AL MVP in a landslide. I think Harper wins it in the NL. That's what Vegas says anyway. I kind of agree with it. I'd love to see Soto win too. If either player wins, I'll be like, that makes sense, you know?
Yep.
But we're 9 days away from that, which is, I love that. I love this time of year. We get into awards, then we're going to have Hall of Fame announcements starting in we'll have December, and then in February, late January, early February, we'll have a new class of whoever. So exciting
for sure. Releases of the week. I feel like we're kind of regurgitating things at this point, but let's talk through a few of these. Archives is supposed to come out on Friday. You an Archives guy? This is so weird having it released in November. It just feels out of place.
Yeah, usually this is an April release, right?
Yeah.
May. Yeah, I'm not. I don't dislike Archives. I think it's kind of a retread, like the poor man's heritage, you know, or whatever. They're reusing images, reusing designs. It feels like hey, let's just spit something out.
Well, it's like Gypsy Queen, what Gypsy Queen is to Ginter. That's what I feel like it is.
Good point. This is what Archives is equal to in that respect to Heritage, right?
Heritage. The ugly stepchild.
Right.
We got some extra sticker autos. Let's throw them on another set.
Yep.
No thanks.
Yeah,
I'm a hard pass for me on Archives.
Yep.
Chronicles baseball.
Obviously not nearly as popular in the baseball side as it is on football and basketball. I love the idea of the set, by the way, what Chronicles is.
Yep.
But at 150, no thanks.
Yep. No, I do too. I did the idea behind Chronicles makes a ton of sense to me. When they kicked it out, 3 years ago, I felt like they read the market very well. Don't throw away brands, put them all into one, and then let's see which ones stick. It's a great way to test things. I dig it. Triple threads. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. This is one you like. This is one I like. $3.90 a box. I mean, you're not a box buyer, but what do you think here?
They just keep kicking the can down the road. You know, I like, when are they going to actually release it?
Wait till they sell. Okay, now we'll release it.
I mean, I love triple, but I believe this is a pure, if you're smart about cards, this is a buy the singles that you like product.
For sure.
Let somebody else take the haircut on breaking the boxes. Go out and buy singles you like. I have a challenge for you, Ty.
I do too. I have one for you.
We've done this before. I've done this before with other people. What if we each took $400, the price of a box, and found as many triple threads cards for our personal collections that we could for the same price as a box?
Okay.
That'd be a fun challenge. And we'll let everybody else decide.
Well, or if you want to participate, if you want to join us, let us know what you end up purchasing, and maybe we'll have you on the show to talk through it. How about that?
Hey, I love it. But I think that's fun. Like if you could say, I'll either buy a box or take the equivalent cost and go buy the cards you want for your PC.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make way more sense?
For sure.
Now, granted, you're not going to pull a 1-of-1 or some great, amazing card, but you're going to get cards you want instead of a bunch of crap you don't.
Yeah. You mentioned haircut, by the way. I like your new haircut. Looks really good. Anyway, WWE.
Yeah.
2021 Transcendent. Ooh. I like how Blowout always has only one left, and you order it, and there just happens to be one more behind that one left. Only 50 of these cases?
Yeah, at 12,000 a piece. So how much is that? Let's just do the math on how much.
600K, right? Or is that? Yeah, 600K ish.
Right.
It's 13K. So, yeah, 13K case. So you're 650. That's okay. Good for WWE collectors.
Yeah. But nobody, silly stuff. I only do Transcendent in term. I bought into 2 group breaks in my entire life. They were both Transcendent breaks.
How'd they
for
do?
baseball.
Terrible.
At the time, I thought it was crap because I got a Blake Snell, and it turned out to be a big card. And then I got a Sandy Koufax autograph, number to 10. So I did okay.
No kidding.
Which means I'm like, hey, maybe I shouldn't push my luck because I'll end up with a, Lucas Giolito autograph or something.
Everyone should have a Giolito.
Right.
Mandatory requirement. Okay, so some hobby news this week. Not a ton. And then we're going to go back to our segment because I forgot a couple things I want to share with you. But let's talk about really the only news that I thought was relevant was this Better Business Bureau basically saying they've been getting a ridiculous amount of complaints for Panini. 237 total, 20 in the last month that still are open from 43 states and 2 Canadian provinces. I guess I just don't look into this stuff enough to actually care, but does this matter? Like, what's your take on this?
How many people actually look up Better Business Bureau?
Right.
Honestly, I mean, it's not great for them. You'd rather not be on this list if you had your druthers, but is anybody who knows Panini at all really surprised at this? Like, come on. And it does say in 2017.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking, this is old news really to me.
Yeah, and it looks like 20 in the last month, but still, right? It's people. It looks like it's more surrounding redemptions and people not getting their redemptions and the frustrations that exists there.
Right.
Honestly, if it's only 257, it's kind of like that's nothing.
Right. How many people, if they knew how to file a complaint on Better Business Bureau, there'd be thousands if they really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And against tops too, honestly. It wouldn't be just a Panini thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody would be, hey, maybe they'd go to Better Business Bureau and find Bench Clear Media and file a complaint against us.
For all the money that we're taking from them.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a class action in our future.
I do. What do we have last month? $141 in YouTube ad revenue. Thank you for that, everybody.
Revenue. Yeah. Huge.
Yeah. We should do a video on the economics of YouTube, by the way.
Yeah. Let us know down below if you want to see that.
Yeah. That brings up a good point. We had a comment last week asking for users to subscribers and watchers to add questions that they want to have talked about in our episodes. We would love that. If you don't mind putting questions or topics you want us to cover, talk about, bring up, show some stuff, put your comment below, and we would be happy to do that. It'd be really fun for us.
Yeah, we like getting content spoon-fed to us. Makes it way easier to do a show.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. The moment of the week. There's a couple. So I'm going to put this out there. I thought this was a great tweet from our trading cards, the sports antagonist. Which card Karen is the worst? The looks fake. It's not worth that much. Shame about the centering, or yikes, sticker auto. I've run into all of them. Which one's the worst in your opinion?
It's not worth that much. It's probably not what I want to hear.
I'm going to go with shame about the centering.
That's Jenny McCarthy too. That's pretty good.
Pretty good. I want you to caption this for me. I put this out to Twitter, to the Twitter crew, asking for some feedback. What's the best
caption? Like off the cuff caption for that picture? How does anybody breathe in this thing? I don't know.
I'll read a couple. You tell me which one you like the most.
All right.
And I'm going to give some junk wax to this particular user. First one. No, you didn't wash my chin strap, honey. Coming from JMac11. Darn, the Broncos sure sounded like a better 2022 destination this summer. The face you pull in the 2019 football break When you see the Cardinals logo on the auto numbered and the breaker slowly turns, ladies and gentlemen, Hakeem Butler. You gave who the Rogers rate? Pretty good. Shibhead said, have you seen my baseball? Serbia sports card. That's your jock strap, Aaron, not your chin strap.
That's pretty good. I'll go with that one.
Bullet, hold two more. Bullet Tackleberry. Your reason for a chargeback is. And then Julian Lane. Donruss blasters are how much?
I'm still going to go with the jock strap. That's pretty funny.
Jock strap. All right. Serbia sports cards. I like it. It's a good one.
A lot of ways to take that down that road of that's pretty good.
So this week, Panini put blasters of Donruss football cards back on their site for $44. There's a couple ways to read that situation. One, they were stockpiling them, waiting. Two, they're still printing them. Three, maybe the returns. I don't know. I can't comprehend after releases come out, 4 or 5 releases in, you go back and all of a sudden you're not sold out. You do have more. Like what the heck? Like that stuff drives me nuts.
And at a price that just makes you shake your head.
Yeah. Well, like they're pricing them at the secondary market price.
Right.
That's what they're doing. And it's okay.
And guess what? There's going to be suckers out there that buy it. Just like we bought Mickey Mantle.
You ready to open some? Let me grab mine.
Yeah.
Start.
Okay. So this is a product put out by Topps Mickey Mantle X. Ty actually let me know, hey, these are out there. He was telling Matt and I was a no at first. And I said, you know what, at $10. And the truth is I read it and I thought it was 5 packs of 5 cards. I thought it was 25 cards, $10 a piece, free shipping. There are autos, but don't get your hopes up. They're like 1 in a bajillion. And
I'm going to start right now with pack 1.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to get the
I've
full
got 2,
foil.
Ty has 10. Oh, I love that sound. Ooh, 53. Love it.
Ooh.
62. 2019.
You're seeing it before I do.
2021, I mean. That's 2021. 68 Topps game. Love it. Yeah, that's God, I can't remember the name of that weird set, but that's a cool card. It's like a game or something.
I'll open a few since you only have a couple.
Is that it? That was it?
That was my first pack.
There was $10.
Oh yeah, we're calling this what it's a new segment we're starting called the Waste of the Week.
Waste of the week. How many did you bought 10 total?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna open my first one.
Hold on, I got one more. Take your time.
You go. I'll slow roll this one.
Okay.
All right, 54 Bowman. 60 Topps.
Oh, yeah.
Other way, but hey, that's all right. We're all friends here.
Speak for yourself.
16 Topps. 17, whatever year that is. I don't know modern. 54 Topps, which is cool because that's a card that never was. And then 51 Topps, another card that never was.
I'm liking the variety. I mean, I'd be curious to know what people want for a set of these. Okay,
here we go. I got 59 Topps All-Star. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 59 Topps All-Star. I got the game, Topps game card.
Nice.
18 Topps. 53. And it looks like a 54. Okay. Well, that's good. Those are all cards I did not get in the. Oh, you got another 53. You're already duping up. 62. That looks like the same pack you just got.
Probably is.
There's a 52.
There's 52.
And a 68 Topps game.
So not one numbered yet. I don't know if there's is there SPs or anything? Yeah, you want to show a couple that you got before already?
Yeah, I got, I top loaded the 52 just because I thought it's a cool card, you know. And then I got a numbered on the first 3 boxes that I opened, a yellow parallel numbered to 75. The parallels are selling pretty good on the secondary market.
Are they?
But you got to get one, you know.
Yep.
Why don't you open 2 more before I open my last one?
I'd like to get at least one parallel. Come on now.
There's a 17 tops. 55 Bowman. And 58. No parallels still for you. Base pack. They call
Go for 4.
Base packs. I do like the box, actually.
Yeah, I do too.
It's sad when the best thing about a box of cards is the box, right?
Yeah, well, this will be a fun set to have regardless.
57 tops. Yankees power hitters. Cool card.
Just sent that into SGC.
Nice. Another 54.
Oh, 11, right?
11, 12.
12?
13. I can't remember. World Series from 61 tops. I love that next card. That's one of my favorite favorite combo cards of all time, the 68.
Yeah. You have one graded?
I do. All right, this is my last pack. Oh, 66 tops. These kind of stick together. 56 tops. And the same one you just got. And then another 52 and a 58 All-Star. So,
nice. Well, back to back.
Yeah. Man.
Pretty brutal for me.
Yeah, there's a 69 tops, but that's a yellow letter. If there's a white name one you get, it's a short print. 61 tops All-Star is your last card.
All right, I'm down to my last 4 here.
No parallels at all?
Not one.
Wow. The numbering's on the front, by the way.
Oh, good call.
Just FYI. Yeah, I'm double checking mine.
Mantle clutch.
That's supposed to be a short print, supposedly.
This one?
Yeah. You're having orientation issues, it looks like.
I know, right?
And another 51. Okay.
Yikes. Okay. So far, it's cool. Ain't that cool?
What are we, $60 in for you or $70 in for
70.
you? Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it is fun. Like, you can't. Ooh, I love that one.
Yeah, that's a great one.
61.
Oh.
19 or 20.
Yeah.
20. Oh, the 64
Part of the set looks
tops.
like. Sticker.
And a 63. Like, literally no parallels at this point.
One, unless these are SPs that I don't know about.
No,
I don't think so.
They're not. There's only a couple of short prints.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal.
58, 60. You're getting some serious dupes, man.
Oh.
55 and 50, or yeah, okay.
Gosh, last one.
Wow.
Very anticlimactic.
But they're kind of cool. I mean,
What's that?
It's different, I guess.
Well, it was the waste of the week. So let's be honest, we had to have a waste here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been fun if I'd have pulled a bunch of cool autos and stuff. Come on.
Well, the autos are so tough. You got no, I don't see a parallel. Sorry. Got you all excited for nothing. Yep, all base. 10 base packs.
I'm going to flip through, just double check. I don't think I got anything of note. Well, it was fun enjoying that with you.
So what'd you get? 50 cards total?
Mm-hmm.
There's 50 cards in the set. I highly doubt you got an entire set.
No, we got plenty of dupes, so
Sadly, the ones I have dupes of, you already have. I already saw you pull them. We could do some trading.
0 for 50.
0 for 50.
Did they put odds on here? I didn't even look.
They did. It's on the website.
See what happens when I put Bench Clear Media in my delivery address? They know.
They're like, yeah, we're sending him all the way stinky stuff.
Forget that guy.
They are cool. I mean, I do like them.
No, I do too. I think they're unique.
I mean, if you're a Mano fan, if you like, hey, let's just buy a pack for $10. That's not bad.
Yeah. No regrets. Enjoyed it. It's a good way to wrap with our waste of the week.
There we go. Hey, let's do this again next week.
I have my first video of my 1.5 million card purchase coming out.
When's that coming out?
Tomorrow.
Nice.
It's done. Excited. There's a lot of good stuff I'm excited to show. Even stuff that you would like.
Oh, I've seen a lot of it. I'm excited. I am well, we had my Dr. Beckett interview came out.
It's great. If you haven't watched that, go watch it.
I actually watched it and it was like, wow, it was very conversational.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it an interview. It was just two guys talking cards, which was way fun. And then I'm doing a Golden Age this week with myself, just me talking about vintage card prices softening, what I saw at the show in Dallas, what I'm seeing online. And that's a good thing. People like, I want prices to come down because I'm a collector. I'm a buyer. I'm not trying to sell stuff. So people think, why do you want the market to crash? I don't want it to. It's going to happen whether I want it to or don't want it to. So I'm not unhappy about it.
And it's not crashing. You're not saying that at all. You're just saying it's softening. It's pulling back.
And it's kind of weird. It's when you think back to what's happening, when I do this analysis, it's all from peak prices, which were February, March.
Right.
Is that really fair? If you looked at it a year ago, everything's still up from where it was a year ago.
Yeah.
But down from the peak. And so I'm going to do some compare and contrast, talk through that.
Well, it'll be interesting to look at have the same conversation again in February, March, April.
Yeah.
When we can look back at this time and say, okay, well, what did September, October, November look like in comparison? So,
and that's my idea, is to do this every 6 months or so, kind of do an episode gauging where the market is, the vintage card market is. And not that, again, I have any influence on it whatsoever, but just telling you guys what's going on.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Have yourself an amazing week, Mike.
See you, brother.
Yeah.
Keep